Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and I'm here to just kind of show off Coffee Talk, which is a game that's pretty much what it sounds like. You make coffee and you talk. So this is my other file. I didn't go back and get all the achievements. We're going to start a new profile. Sure, my name could be Barista again, but I want to talk to you about this game. Coffee Talk 2 just came out, so I'm actually going to cover both in the same video because they're frankly similar enough that that's worth it. But as you can tell, this game has a really chilled out, kind of lo-fi background music that I actually listen to in class, and sometimes kids recognize and appreciate that, which is super cute. But we're going to play the game. I'm going to talk to you about what Coffee Talk is and how you'll know whether or not it's for you. So let's go ahead and play. We're in kind of an alt version of Seattle, where fantasy creatures coexist. And you got just all these different sorts of humanoids who are all living together. So you got orcs and elves and vampires and humans and the whole lot. But it's set in 2020, and you could tell this was written around then. What's kind of fun is that Coffee Talk 2 is definitely set in 2023, which we can talk about. So we've got Dreams and Madness. A great war has ended. And we can be whatever we want. So we're going to be people at a coffee shop. So this is kind of just the setup. It's like a neat little version of Seattle. So we've got elves, dwarves, orcs, and humans. But we, of course, are going to be the center of a lot of these stories because we are at the coffee shop. Also, we're only open at night for some reason. Alright, so the way the game is set up, it's split into days. So basically what will happen is, this will tell us it's Tuesday, September 22nd. This game takes place over, I believe, 14 days. And so it'll tell you when you're on a new day, and at the end of the game, you can go back and replay days if you want to fix something that you messed up, or there's some like secret stuff that you might want to go back and find. But you can actually go back and replay day by day once you've completed the game and you have a complete save file. But here we are in our coffee shop. And here's our favorite regular for this game, Freya. So she's going to chat with us. And we're going to find out that we don't have quite enough ingredients right now. So, we clearly have a chill relationship with Freya. She is a writer. And she's going to talk to us. We're setting up our coffee machine. The other thing, by the way, is if there's this little phone over here, you can click on it. And it's got two things. It has a brew pad that talks to you about drinks that you know. And then you'll make more throughout the game, so you have like a lot of undiscovered drinks. And they're sorted by, are they a coffee drink, a tea, are they something special? You can find out as you go. You also have a little social media app. So these are the people that we know right now who can come into the shop, and you're going to add and become closer with people throughout the game. And they have little social media profiles where you can learn about their birthday, but then also further information about them. So it's kind of cute to try to collect all that. There's also some little stories. Very fun. And then there's some music as well. So there's lots to kind of look at that's in your quote phone on the game, which is quite cute. I recommend you don't neglect that. So let's just do a little chatting. There's something really wild about this game, actually, which is that a lot of it is there's something about you that makes people want to talk to you. So they just like reveal their innermost secrets. They fight in front of you. They talk about their insecurities in front of you. But the drink machine's ready, so we're going to get interrupted slightly here. So she wants a triple shot espresso. That's the easiest drink to make in the entire game. You could check your phone. We'll look at it in just a moment. So this is the interface where you make stuff. So basically there will be ingredients. We don't have very many right now, but you're going to get things like ginger and honey and like other stuff that'll pop up. And then if you come in here and you look at your brew pad, that's dark chocolate. Let's say that we want espresso. So it says coffee, coffee, coffee. So you know what goes in there. And we could tell we're supposed to give her coffee, 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 because that's what she asked for. There will be drinks that get more complicated and orders that are less clear, which we'll talk about in a moment. But for now, you can do coffee. Then you have a primary, coffee, and then a secondary, coffee. And it's going to give you these like little flavor profiles. So like if you want to do tea and milk, like a tea latte, you're going to get a different flavor profile than if you do the coffee, coffee, coffee. Which is just very warm and very bitter. So you pick what goes in here. You have a look at like the kinds of flavors that are there, the temperature, and then you brew it. It's kind of soothing, you know? Check it out. So we made it. We can choose to trash it, or we can serve it. We're gonna serve it. Yay! It's a cup of triple shot espresso. Love you too, Freya. And so she's very happy. So we've given her the correct drink. And like that's really the point of the game. The idea is to always serve people the correct drink. And it matters because your relationship with them will change. They'll tell you more. They're more likely to resolve problems and have things go well if you are serving the drinks correctly. And so you can see different parts of the story and have like slightly better outcomes as you go if you're making the right drinks. And so the game feels really chill, but I actually felt stressed out at times because I wasn't completely sure about the consequences of like my drink making abilities. And so we'll kind of chat as this goes. But one thing that's a little bit tough is that, again, I want her to talk to me, right? She can talk to me about her, you know, her dreams. She's got feelings about writing for the newspaper. She wants to write a book. She's like made this really ambitious plan. So like the idea of this particular game is that Freya is writing a novel and she's getting inspiration for her novel from the shop. And we're having like this kind of insightful conversation together. So she got an opportunity. Pitch a book idea. Hell yeah, go for it, Freya. And it's worked out. She has to get a draft ready to go. And she's going to try to get to the fiction publishing division. So basically, whether Freya has a successful book, I'm not actually sure because I actually played my first playthrough of the game pretty well, but I feel like the potential consequence of not playing very well is that her book does not become a hit, or like maybe she gets it published but it like doesn't do well. I'm not 100% sure what the consequences are, but I feel like there are some. And that's one of the things that's like a little bit stressful about playing Coffee Talk is that you really feel pressure to get it right. But the problem is that you don't entirely know how to do things right away. And you know, there are definitely some times when I didn't do it exactly right and I made minor errors, but things like still worked out mostly okay. But then I went back and replayed stuff and tried to get it right as well. So we can't see her draft yet. We're not allowed. Teehee. Been there, Freya. Totally feel it. So she's got a whole plan. She's looking for inspiration with us. Alright, so somebody's coming. We'll go through one more drink and then I'll do a little bit of wrap up. So this is Lua. She's very nice. So she's looking for what to order and she's not sure. So we're going to recommend something that will make her happy. Okay, so she does not want coffee. Get a first clue about her order. So we're doing chocolate. So anything with chocolate in, please. So I don't know if I'm supposed to make chocolate with milk or just whatever. We're just gonna make your chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. All the chocolate. So much chocolate. And then again, we get to look at it. It'll tell us it's called dark chocolate. If you do a good drink, it'll get like a name, and it shows up in your app on your phone. We're gonna serve it. And ooh, she seems happy. So I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to give too much away. There's like a very cute plot line to all of this, and these are characters that you're going to grow to love over the course of the game, and I'm gonna let you develop that relationship yourself. But literally, Coffee Talk is a game where you make drinks periodically, and you mostly just listen to people talk. You don't really have a choice in your dialogue. The only way that you have agency in the game is making the right drink or not. And so it's kind of like watching a really engaging show where you're really invested, as long as you're willing to read the subtitles, which I am. But it's also like the occasional stress point where you have to figure out what people want to drink and try to get it right. Because if you get it really wrong, then you get different dialogue. And you want to get the best possible dialogue so you can get the best possible story. And that's the game. So I'm going to show y'all Coffee Talk 2 just really quick, but there's really not a big difference. So we're going to exit out of here and we're going to look into Coffee Talk 2, but really it's basically the same game, and then I'm going to do some comments about them together. Alright, so here's Coffee Talk 2. It looks very familiar. You might already be able to tell. One thing that's very different, though, is that it's clear a lot of the same team worked on this, but the main writer apparently died between these games. And so this one serves as a continuation and also a tribute. And I think it's very much in the spirit of the previous one. So let's do another profile. I finished the main plot line over there, but again, I really suck at getting achievements because I went through a trophy hunting phase on PlayStation and it like ruined my life. So not doing that anymore. And this is just a chilled out game. It's very much like the previous one. You're in Seattle, but it's a new time. So it's clearly updated based on things that happened in the last few years. But once again, your coffee shop is a place where people want to hang out, because this is just what y'all do. Aw, so cute. So again, it's about kind of stories of the coffee shop, very much the same setup. It's very much the successor of the previous game. I will say you do not have to have played the previous one before you play this one in order to enjoy it, but I would say that you definitely want to play Coffee Talk 1 first and then Coffee Talk 2, because it adds a lot of depth and context to the story. So you get our newspaper, social experiments skirting between entertainment and menace. Sounds familiar. Here we are in our shop. So again, we have our phone with our brew pad, but like basically all the recipes are gone again, so you have to go figure it all out. And then you have your social media app with all of your friends taken out of it. And then there's stories though, so you can see like what's everybody up to. Very fun. But it's very, very much the same. So you get customers. There's the police officer that we became friends with in the previous game. So he's just having an evening. And he's going to help us kind of set up the next part of the story. And once again, we're going to make drinks for everybody. And I'm not going to go too far into this because you can kind of see, like, it's basically the same kind of setup. You do have some more ingredients in this one. And the other thing that's kind of fun is if you look in the drawer, you actually have items that you can give to people along with their drinks. So people will leave each other, like, contact information, or they'll forget something and you give it to them. There's, like, an extra mechanism that gets added in to make the game, like, a little bit more interesting. But it wasn't strictly necessary. I will say that the new stuff makes it easier to add in new story elements, which was kind of fun. So just a quick wrap up on Coffee Talk. It's a game where I'm not even sure that it's fully a game. It's one of those things where you're gonna love it if you like to kind of cruise, if you love visual novels with like a lot of dialogue. If you want to sit and watch people have interesting conversations and your character takes part in them, but you didn't actually choose the dialogue yourself, then you'll really enjoy it. So I enjoyed this game because I like the ambiance, I like the story, I liked the music. It just created a vibe that I really, really enjoyed, and I spent hours playing it because I enjoyed that vibe. If you want to play something that's a little bit more of a game where you have more agency, where it's a little bit more clear what you're supposed to do, like I would say that some of the drink instructions in this game are not entirely clear and you just have to wing it. Most of the time you can get pretty close or figure it out, but there are times when somebody's like, give me something that's just really me, and you're like, wait, what? So be prepared for the occasional shocker moment. But this is a game that you get into to sink into the world, to feel like you're hanging out with your friends, and to get to interesting parts of the story because there are some fun little twists and turns along the way. If you want something where you're really playing the game and you're doing more than just read for extended periods of time, then Coffee Talk will not be for you, not in either version. I, however, really loved it. I'm glad that I played the first one and the second one. You could probably just play Coffee Talk 2, as I mentioned, but again, I don't recommend it. Get the story going, chill out all the way through, enjoy the music, and just enjoy the ride. And if that is the kind of gamer that you are, or a game type that you're able to enjoy, then I think that you'll like Coffee Talk. So that is my quick review of Coffee Talk 1 and 2. Just put them in the same video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and most of all, happy gaming.